roll because the board's bending behind you. And today we're going to have Joe surf this board. He's going to shred it and really put it through the test and show us how working with Flex makes it a lot more fun. Go Flexy! So Joe, how was it?
Easy good. Good nose riding. Perfect little glassy waves.
With the next round of the Flexible Ultra Noseriders, we start working on the gradient of a very flexible nose and then going to the middle of the board, making it much more rigid so it'll come out of turns without losing speed and the speed washing off, and then having the tip of the tail around the fin flexible so you can jab it out of turns, get that flex, get that torque, but not lose your speed, which we found with Flopsy's 1. Here is Joe Harding at Tea Tree on the far, far inside, having so much fun on the Flexible Ultra Noserider, the fun longboard. And he can get so much more speed because he can jump up and down on the board and get that little pop and flex. And like right there, he can pop off the lip, the board will react under your feet. It's like riding a trampoline, but with the wave as your partner, you can double bounce yourself through sections and just get so much more speed than you would normally get on any other board. Plus the super slick oiled bottom has less resistance in the water as well. These are really, really small waves, and Joe makes it look really, really fun. Thank you, Joe Harding. What you're looking for is a nice long section, and you climb to the top of the wave and you get right on the nose and the board gets parallel, and then you push down on the nose from the outside rail and the board throws you forward, springs you forward with unbelievable speed. Now this is a different wave. Joe's backdooring a very, very shallow sandbank, and the wave quadruples up in about an inch of water. And normally a board would just purl out of the back of this, but the Noserider holds in and cruises through this steep section. Eventually the tail slides out, but because the board is flexing, the tail will grab at the bottom, the fin will grab, and it'll be able to maintain control, making it through an impossible section. This was the stoke that we were finding with the Flexible Ultra Noserider. In 2018, my surfing world was turned upside down to some extent because I was introduced to urushi. Now urushi is a tree sap lacquer that we put on some alayas that my friends had me custom make some alayas out of single slabs to make them as pristine as possible. We put the urushi finish on it, and they came back and we surfed the boards, and we just blew our minds at how fast urushi was. So all of a sudden, we've completely gotten rid of the glassing, and now the surface is even better than anything, the oils or anything else that I've ever surfed. And just changed my view of surfing because all of a sudden we're making faster boards. So I came back to Australia and made one for Gus O'Malley, a finless Flexy, and Joe made a nose rider, and they paddled out on him and just immediately felt a new sense of speed. So there's just so much more happening in surfing. We've got so many things happening. It's just so exciting. How'd you go, Gus?
So fast. As fast as it goes. And like, you come off the bottom and just go flying out. So...
What about the reverse rocker?
Oh man, it just sticks and then shoots. And,
Show me the reverse rocker and how it flattens out when you catch the wave, but when you're paddling into the wave,
see that?
it's a good.
It flattens out and then you lay on it. And you just hit the bottom, and then as soon as you hit the bottom, it just goes flying down onto the base. It's the best feeling.
Show us the flex through the tail.
First off, I paddled out, just went super fast, just like from going off the beach. Turned around, got the first wave, went so fast into it, picked me up nice and early, set me up for the wave like super early because it's getting real fast. And then a little bit of flex as you walk to the nose, it makes it go even faster, so you kind of accelerate and go flying down the line.
All right, Tom Rant. Today's first day with the Arushi longboard with Joe Harding, and Gus O'Malley on the finless board, Arushi'd, and of course the belly board. And hands down, boards are fast. Arushi's fast.
Yes, it's fast.
Hopped in the water, first paddle, bang, that board's fast. The reverse rocker on the finless board, also super fast when catching waves. And the flex pattern through the board. I was just talking to George Greeno over the new year, and he says flex is faster, and it is. It's still faster. And there's kind of a funny thing about surfboards because there's two factors that modern boards ignore. One is flex, which is faster, and one is the surface tension on the board, which is Arushi's faster. It's faster than oil, faster than 400 wet and dry. It's by far the fastest surface, and it's the most beautiful surface. And the second part of this rant is, and we're looking for ways to get away from carbon, get away from coal, get away from oils, and here we have it. These boards are made with 3 different woods. Arushi, which is the coating on the bottom, is from Arushi tree sap. We have cork, and we have paulownia. All 3 are plantation trees. The extruded polystyrene in the middle is damn good, actually, because it lasts a long time, doesn't absorb water. When you get dings on these boards, it's very easy to patch, and after about 5 or 6 years, when the board has a lot of dings on the rail, you just cut the rail off, you put a new rail on. It's renewable, the whole darn thing. They last for a very long time. They flex and they're fast. So this is what we're trying to do is make a better surfboard. So just after Christmas 2019, after making these boards with Joe and Gus, one of my friends tapped me on the shoulder and said, hey, the Noosa elections are coming up, and Noosa really needs somebody that cares about the environment, somebody that's very savvy with small business and can help maintain Noosa's integrity. And they asked me to run for Noosa Council. So I did it. So I hit the campaign trail in early 2000, and I gave the surfboard shaping mostly to Joe, and this is my campaign.
Hello, I'm Tom Wegener, and I've been you probably know me from making surfboards, because I've been making surfboards here for 20 years and know the definite highs and lows of running your own small business here in Noosa for so long. I have a funny accent you may hear. I'm originally from Southern California, where I studied law and philosophy, and I learned a lot about democracy. And when I came to Noosa, I saw a great example of democracy in action. Democracy is power by the people for the people. And when I saw the national park and the beautiful hinterland and the Everglades, and how well the environment, how well the built environment, how good the community works in Noosa, I was astonished. And that leads to a high standard of living. A high standard of living doesn't necessarily mean making a lot of money. A high standard of living is your environment that you live in. It is the community. It is the built environment. And I will work to maintain a very high standard of living here.
So now I am a Noosa councillor, and I've put down the tools, and Joe here has taken over as the shaper. So Joe, what have you got here?
Just finished up this big finless with Urushi lacquer on, all natural lacquer from Japan. Been experimenting with different flexes, some a bit stiffer and some more flexy for different conditions.